We're going off air because we are being evacuated here at the station. We are going to seek shelter.
Definitely. Safety is our prime concern right now for all of you at home and, of course, for our team here. And so, speaking of teams, our team up in Eureka, they're going to be taking over for us right now at 11 o'clock and also for daybreak.
This video we're seeing here is from the 300 block of Moonstone Way in Reading. Just to kind of give you a locator right here. And again, you can see the helicopter there with the lights on the houses, checking to see if there's anyone that might still be in these evacuated areas. They're going from home to home, just looking for anyone who might be in there, and then trying to get them out before, and you see the fires right there, moving in really on all sides right now. It's got to be terrifying out there in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, and you see the flames all around, completely surrounding these homes right here.
Yeah, and you know, it's really unbelievable to me if you just Google this fire, right? CNN, LA Times, national outlets, everybody is talking about this fire all over the country.
Governor Jerry Brown declaring a state of emergency for Shasta County as well. We know that. And just more homes now with flames ripping through them with these live pictures. Again, this is Moonstone Way in Reading that you're looking at. Yeah. And you know, we talked about it earlier today. That some of these people had to evacuate at a moment's notice, and they didn't know if they would come back to anything. Yeah. And unfortunately, now we're starting to see the reality of how bad this Carr fire has turned out to be.
The most you can do is get your pets, get your family members out of there as quick as possible.
Scott, you're familiar with weather. You're very well versed in that area. Can you talk a little bit about how these fire seasons have gone more intense? You've been reporting on these fires for many, many years. What is this like compared to what we saw last fire season, and overall in your career?
You know, just watching this, look at where we are compared to last year when we saw the fires down in Napa. Okay, that was October. We saw severe fires in December of last year. That's how late in the fire season we saw them. We saw them in Los Angeles, down in Southern California. This is still relatively early in the fire season, if not very early in the fire season. And we're seeing this.
So definitely because of this, people in all of California should have emergency plans, get them together as soon as possible.
And these people, you know, so many of the people that we heard from, the good people out there, you know, near the Whiskey Town area that we heard from earlier, they said they're used to this. It happened last year. It happened the year before last. They're used to it. But when you see the fire grow so quickly like it did and push into the Reading area, the Valley area, that's what you really know that these things are getting bigger. Resources are limited right now, and it's not just because there's so many fires burning throughout the state. It's also because they can't fly right now. It's dark, it's in the middle of the night, these houses are burning. They would normally be flying the DC-9s out there, dropping the retardant on these things, setting up the fire lines. They can't do that right now. There's no visual flight rules right now, so they can't get in there and do that. They can't use the helicopters. They can't pull that water out of the Sacramento River that we were seeing earlier to get in there and drop water on these things. So it's got to be a very frustrating situation for the fire crews out there, for the first responders that are just trying to save as many homes as they can, save as many lives as they can tonight, because that's what we're talking about right now.
This fire is just spreading extremely quick and erratic.
And again, let's talk about this, because I know that many of you tonight in the Reading area, you're watching us from a shelter somewhere in Reading. You want to know, is your house okay? Or has it burned? What's the deal? And you know, we've been looking at some of these maps here: the River Ridge Terrace area, the Stanford Hills area, some of those areas right now under that mandatory evacuation order. And we're trying to get more information. We've been looking at maps to try to figure out exactly where this fire is burning and what neighborhoods it's burning in. But you've been hearing Harlan Drive, obviously, Lake Reading Drive there, near that Reading Elks Lodge, right along the Sacramento River, right? That's where the bulk of this fire is burning right now, but it continues to move and grow. Our first alert meteorologist, Rob Ellington, was showing us, before he had to evacuate the weather center there, was showing us those pictures of these mini firestorms that were forming along the fire line and how big that fire line was. It was really incredible to watch that camera as it moved across that fire line and just to see the large swath of impacted areas here, and to imagine what those people are going through as it continues to move through these communities.
Yeah, it's taking down everything in its path.
We're looking at Lake Reading Estates right now, and we're seeing several homes that are on fire on a live picture right now. Could you kind of give us an idea where that's at, where that's burning right now?
So Lake Reading Estates is down kind of by Lake Reading Park. It's off of Quartz Hill Road. That's the area that it's in. I'm assuming we're talking probably Harlan Drive, that area. For folks who have been to the Turkey Trot in Reading, it's the neighborhood that you run through. There's been tremendous loss here in the last 6 hours from this fire. There's no doubt. That fire burned over one of the more heavily populated parts of Reading through a couple of pretty big neighborhoods. So there's no doubt that there are going to be quite a few devastated families tomorrow. There are burn victims at Mercy Medical Center. We know people have been injured by this fire. The dozer operator who died was a CAL FIRE dozer operator. So it's been a deadly fire. It's a dangerous fire. It's going to be a long night.
Jennifer, thank you for bringing us this coverage, and we certainly have our thoughts are with you. We are just without words for everyone in Reading and your families and friends, and our prayers and thoughts are with you as you get through this, and we'll do our best to bring our KRCR News Channel 7 viewers the latest on this Carr fire. Jennifer, thank you.
All right, thank you guys. You guys keep it up. You're doing a terrific job, and I'm proud of all of you.
Stay safe,
boss.
Jennifer, okay?
Stay safe. Cars just completely incinerated, homes and ground burnt, and nobody in the area except for what's left behind, just the fire, the spot fires there, and empty buildings.
Now, we do want to reiterate, CAL FIRE has confirmed that the city of Shasta Lake is in fact being evacuated. It's the morning after.
And, you know, and we're going to start seeing more and more of this now that the sun's come up, the light is out. And you're going to want to try to see if there's damage to your house, to your loved one's house, and you're going to get out there, and you have to be safe when you do this because there's going to be debris in the road, there's going to be ash in the air, smoke in the air, the power lines down, there's going to be a lot of hazards out there, and this is, it's not just during the fire, right, when people can get hurt, it's also after the fire, it's after the tragedy, as you see another home right there completely destroyed.
It's really unimaginable how one home can be burned to the ground, the one standing next to it with no damage. I mean, it's just, how does that happen? Oh, it's such an eerie scene.
Thanks to our friends in our North Coast newsroom for their excellent overnight coverage as we underwent a precautionary evacuation here in our KRCR News Channel 7 studio. We are back on the job and ready to bring you the latest information on the Carr fire.